really good. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll put it in the fridge. I'll let it go harder or more firm and thicker. So in the meantime, I was like, oh, I'm going to melt some white chocolate because I originally wanted to pipe some white chocolate on the top to make them look a bit more fancy. But in hindsight, I don't know why I did this so early, because I'm going to have to let the strawberries, set before I put the white chocolate on top. But I was just trying not to waste time while the ganache was setting. And then I got the ganache out thinking, oh yeah, it's thicker. But in looking back at this footage, it's clearly too thin still. So I'm not actually sure what possessed me to keep dipping the strawberries. I definitely should have put it back in the fridge or even the freezer at this point. But I dipped another strawberry, and you guessed it, the exact same thing ended up happening. I ended up getting this big pool of ganache as it just sort of slid off of the strawberry over time. And I don't know why I decided to cover it in mini eggs again, because it didn't look good the first time. So I don't know what possessed me. Then I thought, oh, I'll just put some white chocolate on. Clearly needs to be in a piping bag. This was just when I was going a bit crazy. I don't know why I put that ganache there. That looks really terrible. So I'm like, okay, we'll put the white chocolate in a piping bag. The ganache is back in the fridge. Then I'll have more control over the white chocolate and hopefully can make something that looks decent and try and save this to a degree. But to be honest, at this point, nothing is saving it, because clearly I need to wait and have a bit more patience, which is what I'm clearly lacking as I'm watching this footage back. I clearly needed to give, this some more time, maybe come back to it tomorrow. But I was sort of running out of time because I needed to go somewhere. So I was like, okay, I'll just use the piping bag to test on the strawberries that I knew weren't good. And it actually worked pretty good. So that was a success. That was the first, oh my gosh. So I got the ganache back out of the fridge, and to me, in person, thinking it's thick enough. Me watching the footage can definitely tell it's too thin still, needs to go back in the fridge. But I thought, yeah, this is great. We'll dip in the strawberries. And to be honest, it is thicker, you can tell, but you can just see by the drips coming off that it is still too thin. It needs to go back in. And you guess it, the exact same thing happened. So I was like, okay, I'll just cover the strawberries with white chocolate, test out my new piping bag, and it looks great until it all just starts falling off the strawberry. So now putting the ganache in the freezer in hopes that it goes really thick. And you can see in the footage now that it's starting to really thicken up, especially on the edges. You can see it's starting to become, a lot thicker consistency. But the problem is, it's still not thick enough. And at this point, I was so confident that this was